Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. Well, a bunch of taters were on the menu in Game 1 of this doubleheader here today. 5 home runs were hit in the opening game. The big one, though, from David Ortiz. A solo shot in the 9th inning. Turned out to be the game winner for the Boston Red Sox. They took the opener by a score of 4-3. It is a cloudy, overcast night here at the ballpark. As you can see, the tarp is on the field. And a bit of a delay to the start of the second game of this doubleheader tonight from Comerica Park. It is the Boston Red Sox and the Detroit Tigers in the final game in this series between these two teams. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Rod Allen, glad to have you with us for the finale here in this series and the finale of the doubleheader. The Tigers, of course, will send Justin Verlander to the mound, Rod, and Josh Beckett will go for the Boston Red Sox. We expect round 2 between these two will be just as good as the first one.
Well, on paper, I can't think of a better matchup in all of baseball today. When you start talking about Justin Verlander, you're talking about one of the most dominant right-handed pitchers in the game, and I don't think there's a right-hander in the game right now pitching any better than Josh Beckett. These two met on the 19th of May. It was in Boston. Beckett left that game after 6 innings. I believe he had some neck soreness. Verlander stayed around for 8. Of course, Boston won the game, and if the Tigers are going to prevent themselves from being swept today, boy, does JV have to bring his A game.
Yeah, he had 9 strikeouts the first time these two met. However, in that game, Rod, Verlander threw a lot of his secondary pitches, not as many fastballs as we've seen in the past. Do you expect that to change at all tonight?
You know, I think he's going to come out and try to overpower this team very early. He's got the electric fastball. He can get up to 100 miles an hour. Of course, he does have the secondary pitches, but I believe the mix today as far as the ratio fastballs, breaking balls will be a little higher than 52% fastballs as it was on the 19th of May.
All right, Tigers trying to earn the split and beat the Red Sox for the first time this year. It's their last chance here in Game 2 in the doubleheader. As you can see, the tarp is on the field, so a small delay to the start of this one. We will have baseball tonight. In the meantime, after this break, we'll send you to Tigers Weekly, and we'll join you from the ballpark when we're ready for baseball. this evening. You've got Jacoby Ellsbury leading it off in center field. Dustin Pedroia at second base. Adrian Gonzalez at first base. Kevin Youkilis at third. David Ortiz had the game-winning homer in the opener. He's the DH in the nightcap. Followed by Carl Crawford, Drew Sutton, J.D. Drew, and Jason Varitek. Here's the scouting report on Justin Verlander, presented tonight by Ace Hardware.
We picked out 4 guys in the Boston Red Sox starting lineup here in the second game of the doubleheader that have had some success against Justin Verlander. 3 of the 4 swing the bat left-handed. They're all high on-base percentage guys with the exception of Crawford. This is one thing Verlander must do today, is somehow, some way slow these 4 down that have been able to get to him in his career.
Verlander had one of his few rocky outings his last time out, giving up 6 runs in 6 innings of work against Tampa Bay. So that elevated his ERA a little bit as we look at his overall numbers. An ERA at 3.42.
Well, he's a horse. He has a couple of complete games already in the 11 games that he started. He comes in with 4 wins and 3 losses. And the one thing with Verlander, as they have said for the better part of a month now, they want him to take his foot off the gas pedal very early, maybe 93 to 94 with the fastball in the first couple of innings, and then throttle up when you really need to go to that upper 90s fastball, and you conserve energy that way. Let's take a look at the Tigers defensively. It's always presented by the fine folks at Beaumont Hospitals. It's Dirks, it's Jackson, and it's Brennan Bosch in the outfield. Kelly, he's at third base. Santiago, Worth, Cabrera. The remainder of the infield, Alex Avila. Had the first game off today, but he is back in there putting down the signs for JV.
So Don Kelly's been bouncing around. In the first game, he played right field. In the nightcap, he'll play third base in place of Brandon Inge. And the other change for the Tigers here in game 2 is behind the plate, where Alex Avila will get the call in place of Victor Martinez. So we are ready for baseball here in the nightcap. Tigers have their final shot at beating Boston this year. Jacoby Ellsbury will lead things off. He's had a couple of home runs, 4 RBIs in this series. Ellsbury had a double, a steal, and a run scored in the first game.
Well, they got to keep him from touching home plate in the first inning. The last couple of days, Ellsbury has come around and scored after leading off for Boston.
Verlander's first pitch at 93 is on the outer edge, 0-1. Ellsbury batting .298. He's hit 6 home runs this year. The power numbers starting to come around now for the Boston leadoff man. And that one rides inside at 95, 1-1.
On May 19th, Verlander pitched 8 innings against this Boston Red Sox team at Fenway Park. And the percentage of the pitches that he threw, 52% fastballs, about 48% breaking balls.
Wow. A big departure from some of the ways that he had beaten teams earlier in the season.
Well, it just kind of gives you an idea that you're dealing with a different animal when you're going up against the Boston Red Sox offensive club. They can hit. They can really hit, and they can do a lot of things to beat you.
2-2 on Ellsbury. 72 degrees our game time temperature for the nightcap. It was 75 for the opener. And aside from the rain, a nice day here at the ballpark.
4 pitches so far to Ellsbury, all 4 fastballs by Verlander.
Little looper into left, base hit.
Ugh, he's a pest.
He just served it out to left field. It's his 5th hit in the series. Leadoff man is on.
Not a bad fastball here by Verlander. It's firm. It's on the outer edge of home plate, and Ellsbury just kind of sticks his bat out there, and with one hand coming off the bat, finds some real estate in the outfield. He won't stay at first base very long either.
Here is Dustin Pedroia. Ellsbury stole a bag in the opener and has 19 now, which is tied for the major league lead.
Verlander, however, with very quick feet, which means if you're Ellsbury, you can't get too big a lead over there because he could pick you off. But when Verlander does decide to go home, he gives you time to steal.
Pedroia has hit safely in 6 in a row. 3 hits in the series. He's had a home run and 2 RBIs. He homered in the opening game in this doubleheader. Just off the outer edge. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's a slider there from Verlander. It's the 4th pitch in his arsenal. He will not throw that many sliders. but on occasion he will go to that pitch. For the most part, he will use the fastball, he will use the curveball, and he will use his changeup.
Justin Lifetime is 2-2 against the Red Sox. His ERA is 3.80, and with the offensive teams they have rolled out the past decade, that's a pretty good number for your earned run average. Ellsbury chased back again. So tonight the Tigers leaning on their ace to get them a victory here and split this doubleheader. Tough loss to swallow for the Tigers in game one. They lost it in the ninth, 4-3. That shot in the air toward right center field. Long run and a catch for Brendan Bosch. He cut it off in the gap. 1 out. That'll bring up Adrian Gonzalez. Tigers held Gonzalez to an 0 for 3 in the first game. He did have a sacrifice fly plus an RBI. And so far now 45 driven in for Gonzalez. Ellsbury stretching his lead. Ball one. 8-game hitting streak came to an end in the opener for Adrian. There's a ground ball hit to second. Should be 2. Worth, Santiago, and a double play. 4-6-3. Inning over. They come down in the bottom of the first inning. Tigers starting lineup presented tonight by Big Boy. Austin Jackson, Andy Dirks, Brendan Bosch, your top three. Cabrera cleaning up. Victor, the DH in the nightcap. Don Kelly at third base. And your bottom three is Avila, Santiago, and Danny Worth. The Bernstein Advantage brings you the scouting report on Josh Beckett. Get the Bernstein Advantage. We go to bat for you.
Well, he's leading the American League in earned run average at 1.69, which means he is absolutely their ace. And one of the things they say about Beckett that has separated him from last year is he's got a really good changeup, and he's throwing it in fastball counts, and it always helps to get your confidence back. He didn't have much confidence last year, and he didn't pitch very well.
So Beckett goes to work now against Austin Jackson, who leads it off for the Tigers. And the first pitch sails high. It'll be Jackson, Dirks, and Bosch. Austin in the series now 2 out of 10. One ball, one strike on Jackson. Jackson was 0 for 4 in the opener here today. Beckett has gone 9 straight starts without a loss. Of course, Big Papi had the game winner in the opener, the home run in the 9th inning, a pinch hit home run nonetheless. And that's fouled back out of play. 1-2.
First time Big Papi had done that. And since April of 2003. A pinch hit homer. Because he's always playing.
That's true. You can't start if you want to come out as a pinch hitter.
He made the skipper look like a genius, Terry Francona.
Francona, after that home run was hit, went over to Big Papi, had the biggest smile on his face, as if to say, boy, thanks for making me look good.
It's nice to have a piece like that on your bench. Tie game, very late. A couple of guys that can find the seats. Drew also pinch hit in that ninth inning, but it was Big Papi that connected against Papa Grande.
Here is Beckett's 1-2. Swing and a miss. He threw it right by him. First strikeout for Beckett.
Let's take a look at the Boston Red Sox defensively, as always presented by Tim Hortons. They've got some guys that can really play. Crawford has won a Gold Glove. Youkilis has won a Gold Glove. Pedroia, Gonzalez, they have won Gold Gloves as well. And J.D. Drew had the best fielding percentage for any right fielder in the game last year. So they've got some guys that play both sides of the ball, and that's the way this Boston Red Sox team has been built.
So Andy Dirks, who hit his second big league homer in the opening game. It was a solo shot in the fourth inning. 269 now in his big league career. And he looks at a breaking ball low, 1-1.
However, Kevin Youkilis, his Gold Glove came as he was playing on the other side of the diamond at first base. Back in 2007. He's now playing third base for the Boston Red Sox.
The guy named Gonzalez has moved him over to the other side of the infield. 2-1 on Dirks. What do you think about Andy Dirks now? You've seen him for a couple of weeks here at the big league level.
I like exactly what Jim Leland calls him, a good baseball player. He could do a lot of things. He could be a nice table setter in that number 2 spot. He's not going to hurt you defensively. And he's going to chip in with some base hits. He's hit a couple of big flies. His first of his career came on Monday. And then he also connected again in this homestand. 2 big league home runs for Andy Dirks.
Hellickson and Buchholz, the victims on the Dirks home runs.
2 good big league pitchers.
Here is Beckett's 2-2 pitch. Sliced out of play.
95 from that fastball with Beckett. He won't get much above that. But when he was younger, Beckett was one of those guys that would be up around 98, 99, on occasion touching 100. Doesn't do that anymore. Doesn't have to. He's kind of learned how to pitch.
Beckett is 31 years old. He was born in Spring, Texas. 6'5", 225. Florida Marlins made him the number 2 overall selection back in '99.
And as most power pitchers that are born in Texas, they grew up idolizing the great Nolan Ryan.
And he lost him. Dirks gets a walk. Tigers get a 1-out base runner.
That 1.69 earned run average is the best in the American League. And that bottom note is not too bad either. The opponent's hitting just 186 against Beckett.
Did you see what his ERA is in the month of May?
Well, he's only given up 2 earned runs, I think, in 30 innings.
You're correct, and that's a 0.60 earning. Pretty dominating this month. Here is Brennan Bosch. Back into the seats, 0-1 on Bosch.
Well, you might as well go out on a limb, as you do on occasion.
Yeah.
And name him Pitcher of the Month in the American League.
Well, that's taking a giant leap, isn't it? How many days are left in the month of May?
Just a couple.
Okay. And this guy's got an 0.60. Hand him the award. The 0-1 to Bosch. High. 1 ball, 1 strike. Red Sox still trying to get through without a couple of their pitchers who are on the DL, Matsuzaka and Lackey, but the other big 3 that they have been good. Lester, Buchholz, and Mr. Beckett. Here are the lowest ERAs in the month of May.
Look at Bedard.
Wow.
We saw him, though. He looked good that day we saw him in Seattle.
We saw Gondo as well here earlier this year.
The freak, Lincecum.
We'll be going to Texas on the next road trip. Chicago and Texas. 1-1 on Bosch. No score, bottom of the first. On the outer edge, up with the right hand goes Alan Porter.
And Brennan Bosch homered against Clay Buchholz in the first game of the series. It was a BP fastball, about 88 miles an hour. That's that last pitch from Beckett. Panasonic Foxmo replay. Thank you.
Rifled fair down the right field line. It'll go to the corner. Let's see if it gets Dirks home. They're going to wave him. Handy rounding third, coming home. Relay, save! A double and an RBI for Brennan Bosch.
Left-handers absolutely love the ball down and in. That's a 90-mile-per-hour fastball. And look at the bat speed come through the strike zone for Brennan Bosch. And obviously, with Dirks running from first base, Gene Lamont very aggressive in that third base box. Tigers haven't scored a whole lot of runs. Really nice slide by Dirks to get in there safely.
And for Bosch, it's his 22nd RBI. Dirks got it started with the walk. Now we'll see if Cabrera can get home Bosch. He drives one to right center field. That's a base hit. Here comes Bosch rounding third. He'll score. Miguel Cabrera wasting little time. It's an RBI single.
I was talking to Miguel yesterday in the clubhouse, and he was telling me that he had been giving away too many at-bats in his first couple of ABs of the game. He says he just wasn't aggressive, but he was aggressive on this first pitch. Fastball here. He whistles the ball into the right center field gap for a ribby and a base hit, and that is the first base hit he has gotten in his career against his former teammate Beckett. They were on that world champion Florida Marlins team in 2003.
Better late than never. 2-0 Tigers.
It will not be his last hit he gets off Josh Beckett either.
So Verlander is given an early 2-0 lead. Ball one way outside to Victor Martinez. Tigers 2 runs on 2 hits.
If you weren't listening earlier, just to give you an idea how good Beckett has been in his last 5 starts, the 2 runs he's given up today match the total he had given up in those 5 starts. The total.
Absolutely dominant here in May. There's a strike call. 1-1 on Martinez. Miguel Cabrera has extended his hitting streak to 11 straight with the RBI single. Bosch is still huffing and puffing.
You're too young for that, man.
Here's the 1-1. Ooh, big rip by Martinez, 1-2. He uncoiled on that pitch. One and 2. Victor 2 out of 11 in the series. He is back to the DH here in game 2. He caught game 1. Here's the 1-2. Driven to right field on a line. Base hit. Cabrera goes to second base, and that's 3 straight hits for the Tigers.
Beckett knows that he got away with Martinez just hitting a single here. It's a breaking ball that is absolutely hanging right down the middle, about belt buckle high, and if Martinez gets underneath it, he's trotting around the base paths.
Here's Don Kelly. 2 on, 1 out. 2 runs in. High fly ball to left. Carl Crawford camping under it. That'll be the second out.
Well, apparently the game plan here tonight against Beckett from Lloyd McClendon, the hitting coach, is one that he has told his guys to be aggressive, because most of the guys that have come to the dish in the very first inning have been very, very aggressive against Beckett.
He's going to bring up Alex Avila. Avila's batting average of .285 is the best among all catchers. 8 home runs, 28 RBIs. And there is strike one. Some sprinkles starting to fall down at the ballpark. Here come the umbrellas and the rain gear. We had a 50-minute delay at the start of this one. We just can't shake the rain, can we?
No, cannot.
Avila waiting on the 0-1. Here it is. High, 1 ball, 1 strike.
The two guys on the base paths have been tremendous mentors to Alex Avila in his very young career. Cabrera on second base. He and Avila worked out in the offseason down in Florida. They hit together about 4 to 5 times a week. And then Victor Martinez, when he put on Tigers gear, he advised Avila to go to a little bit heavier bat because he felt like he had really good hands and he could handle it. And boy, has he done it.
And the neat thing is that Martinez, and he understands at this point in his career, part of his value is to help the younger kids out, especially a guy like Avila who is taking over now as the starting catcher.
I think it was about 8 of them total. 8 guys that were in spring training, the catchers. And Martinez, about a couple of days into spring training, he took each and every guy out to dinner down to Orlando, and I'm sure they probably had a really nice meal. So that's a really good way to get to know your fellow catchers in the organization.
He got him, strike 3 on the outer edge. Beckett strikes out Avila looking, but the Tigers come up with a couple of really big hits. Brendan Bosch doubling in a run. That scored Dirks, and then Cabby knocks home Bosch. With which to work with here in the nightcap. Verlander, of course, owns the month of May.
I'd say so.
2.81 ERA, 4 complete games and 34 starts. Of course, he was the Rookie of the Month in 06 in May. Pitcher of the Month in the American League in 09 in May. And the Tigers have gotten him an early couple of runs here. Kevin Youkilis will lead things off here in the second inning for Boston. It'll be Youkilis, Ortiz, and Carl Crawford. Here is Verlander's 1-0 pitch. That rides inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Youkilis 2 out of 12 with a couple of RBIs in the series. Opening game was hit by a pitch, but otherwise hitless. Bouncing ball to short. Santiago has it there. 1 out. I'll bring up David Ortiz. The pinch hit home run that Ortiz hit in the first game of this doubleheader was his 4th career pinch hit home run. He's got 11 long balls now, but maybe more impressively, he's back up over 300 in the average column.
He's got some baseball left in him. Last couple of Aprils, he has gotten off to slow starts for Boston, but he picked it up. This year, he's gotten off to an outstanding start. He's a free agent after this year, too. Boston picked up his option in the offseason, but David can test the free agent waters after this year's over if he chooses to do so.
There's a strike on the outer edge, 1-1. Remember a couple of Aprils ago, Ortiz was off to such a dreadful start. Everybody was getting on his case, and Terry Francona would not leave his side. He stuck with him.
Well, Terry Francona said that this guy had been getting it done for me since the beginning of the 2004 season. And when he needed me most, I was not going to turn my back on him.
He hit that one right into the shift in short right field. Danny Wirth will throw him out. 2 gone. Wirth fielding ground ball on the grass.
Well, his straight chart tells everyone that for the most part, when he's on the ground, it's going to be to that side of the infield, and obviously Big Papi running's not one of his assets, and you can throw him out.
So 2 quick outs here via the ground ball. Here's Carl Crawford. Driven foul back out of play. 0-1 on Crawford.
Somebody gave me a name on Carl Crawford a couple of days ago. Lou Brock. They said that he reminds them of Lou Brock.
Really?
Speed, power, you name it, the way that he carries himself.
Well, I know that it was a very, very slow start for Carl, but he has certainly worked through some difficulties that he has had, which he knew was only going to be a matter of time. Now, Dave Magadan, the hitting coach, said that it was all from the neck up for Carl because he was coming to a new town, signed a big contract, wanted to get off to a quick start, and that stuff can weigh on you.
No question about that.
And Magadan said that he found a way to work through it. And he's a supremely talented athlete. 2-2.
Magadan was a good hitter throughout his big league career. Didn't hit for a lot of power, but he could drive the ball to all fields. He walked a lot. And he's what this Boston Red Sox organization stands for. Guys with really good high on base percentages.
Crawford held hitless in that opener after he torched the Tigers pitching in the first 2 games in the series. And he cues this one foul.
He has spoiled a couple of really good 2-strike pitches from Verlander.
Justin got a double play ball through just 10 pitches in the first inning. A couple of quick ground outs here in the second. And the 2-2. That'll get back out of play.
Let's flash back and give you a little bit of what Lou Brock could do. Inside the park home run for Crawford when he was wearing a Rays uniform last year. He slowed down when he got to home plate. That's how fast he is.
It was too easy. Verlander trying to dust him off here. And a bouncing ball to the right side. Worth ranging left. 3 ground ball outs. 1, 2, 3 they go. 1.5 in the books in the nightcap. 2-0 Detroit. As we go to the bottom of the second here in the nightcap, it'll be Santiago to lead it off against Josh Beckett. Santiago, Worth, and Jackson. Tigers a pair of runs in the first. RBI double by Bosch and a single by Cabrera scored him. Santiago batting .274. 1 ball, 1 strike. Josh Beckett signed a 4-year extension last April of last season, to remain in Boston. Slice to left field. Crawford on the move. 1 out. Well, Friday before the Red Sox and Tigers got together, the two aces met each other out there in the outfield, and perhaps sharing some trade secrets.
It looked like they were talking about grips and whatnot. How you cut it, how you sink it.
Verlander saying, "I'm better than you." Beckett saying, "No, you're not."
Whole different mindset with those two guys. Whole different mindset. Dave Dombrowski was kind enough to join us on the 19th of May when both guys were opposing one another. Of course, they drafted Beckett when he was in Florida. He was here when they drafted Verlander to the Tigers. And it's not just their stuff. These guys are different animals once they toe that rubber. I mean, they really are.
2 balls, no strikes on Danny Worth. Well, I think these guys carry themselves a little bit different than most guys. There's some swagger out there. Here's the 2-0.
Look at you dropping a swagger.
Well, I think you would agree, wouldn't you?
Oh, for sure.
These guys are.
You got to have it. You have to have it if you're going to be successful up here.
And they know on nights they can be absolutely dominant, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. The 2-1. 2-2 on Danny Worth. Our first look at Danny after being called up. Of course, we saw him here last year. He hit .255 in 39 games for Detroit. His glove is not the issue. He is considered to be one of the better defenders in the Tiger system. And as Leland said last year when he was up here with the big club, Danny Worth's bat will determine whether or not he is a utility player at this level or a starter at this level. It's that simple. Because defensively, he can get it done. And that missed outside. 3-2 now on Dan. Jackson waiting on deck. Tigers making Beckett work a little bit in this game. Dirks threw a walk in the first inning, which set up the 2 runs. 3-2 pitch. He lost him. There's another walk. Second walk for Beckett. Time now for the Farmers Insurance report card. And the report card on Verlander and Beckett is really good.
That's why everyone was excited to see this pitching matchup here tonight. 87 wins for Verlander since 2006. Josh Beckett with 75. Ooh, some good guys on that list.
Now Austin Jackson will stand in. Austin struck out back in the first inning. Here's the 1-0 inside. Speaking of report cards and Josh Beckett, did you know that Josh Beckett got married in the offseason?
I did not know that.
Her name is Holly Fisher, and she is a rocket scientist.
Oh, my goodness.
Seriously. I mean, we use that term every now and then. This guy's not a rocket scientist, but she really is.
Did not know that.
So can you imagine her report cards in high school? Very good, I would assume. Now, if Roger Clemens would have married a rocket scientist, that would have fit really, really well. Because he, of course, was the rocket man.
Got that.
In case you didn't get it.
I
know you got it.
I got it.
There's the 2-0. There's a strike call, 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch. He tried to hold up, couldn't quite do it. 2-2 on Jackson.
Sometimes it's not the velocity. We've seen Beckett get to 95. This is 91. But take the late life on this pitch. Are you kidding me? That's a 91 mile per hour cut fastball.
Ooh, inside, and the count goes 3-2 on Jackson. And Beckett's thrown a lot of pitches early in this game. That last one at 94. Dirks, who was on deck, worked in for a walk in the first. Another full count here for Beckett. Now let's see if the runner's on the move. Another throw back to first base. Boy, our people in the truck, this might be a doubleheader and this might be a long day of baseball, but they are still working hard. They're telling us that his wife Holly received an astronautical engineering degree from USC, a master's in that subject. Runner goes, and it's inside. Another walk. Back-to-back base on balls. Tigers threatening again. Third walk now for Mr. Beckett. I had a minor in astronautical engineering.
I could barely get the words out. Astro what?
Astronautical engineering.
Astronomical.
Nautical.
See, I told you I couldn't get it out.
Here's Andy Dirks. Swing and a miss. Yeah, I figured once I split the atom, I wanted to go get my astronautical engineering degree. It's hanging on my wall.
Tigers making Beckett work. He's up to 43 pitches already in this game. And it's just the second inning.
Here's the 0-1. Dirks takes high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Beckett's last start was against the Cleveland Indians. He went 6 2/3, struck out 6 in that game. Came away with a win. He has not lost in 9 straight starts. Whistled foul down the first base line. 1-2 and a souvenir. He's got his game face on. Pretty good play.
Look at him, got his brim tilted to the side. We see a young boy.
Oh,
he olayed that though. He turned his head.
Boy, you're being pretty tough though.
I am. I saw him. He turned his head. Look what I found.
He does have the Fernando Rodney cap going. And now Beckett wants to have a chat. But the thing he did do is he played the ricochet. He did olay it a bit here, but this is a ricochet.
Yeah, but look at the head. Ooh, right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you busted him.
I got him.
Nicely done otherwise. I'm trying to help you out, buddy. I still think it's a pretty good play. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Dirks chasing that time. It's 3 strikeouts now for Beckett. He's going to bring up Bosch. Bosch had an RBI double in the first inning.
And Brennan Bosch has some family in town with it being a holiday weekend. His mom, Vivian, his dad, Phil. I'm assuming that's his sister in the middle, but forgive me, dear. I don't remember her name. I'm sorry. I do know mom and dad, though.
I'm trying to think. I don't know it either, unfortunately. Bosch made the family happy back in the first. He doubled in a run. And now 22 driven in.
I'll work on that. I'll see if I can get it.
Somebody will get it. The 1-0 pitch. Ground ball hit to the right side. Gobbled up there by Pedroia. And the inning is over. Tigers threaten, do not score. They strained a couple of walks. Compared to 2000 through 09, but this year maybe this is the season of the pitcher.
It's even better. Take a look at the earned run average. It's down from being over 4 to under 4. The batting average just .250 and just 1.7 home run per game. Obviously, when you have a couple of guys on the mound like we are featuring here tonight, runs usually are going to be at a premium.
Well, it was almost a no-hitter last night of the Twins-Angels game. And Verlander has a no-hitter. Buchholz, today's pitcher, had a no-hitter in his past. It's fouled back out of play. Liriano earlier this year. Drew Sutton, the batter, leading it off. Sutton, and then J.D. Drew and Jason Varitek.
7 guys that swing the bat left-handed here tonight. Terry Francona has run out there against Verlander. But on most nights, that really doesn't matter for JV. He can dominate left-handers as well as right-handed batters.
Sutton was 0 for 4 in the opener. Played third base in game 1, playing shortstop here in game 2.
Nice block by Avila. Really nice block. When you call for the breaking ball, you have to make sure you close those legs, get over, you bend over at the waist, and you hope it hits you right in the chest protector and falls right in front of you. You can't really do it any better than that.
Verlander at 96 missed high.
He's starting to heat up a little bit.
Justin got the side in order on 3 ground balls back in the second. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Another ground ball. This one slowly hit to the shortstop, Santiago. 1 out here in the third.
Hey fans, you want to have a picnic or a party at an upcoming Tigers game? Group tickets and party suites are on sale now, with groups of 15 or more receiving discount tickets to select games. Call 313-471-BALL or visit tigers.com.
Here is J.D. Drew, who pinch hit in the first game, did not start. Only 1 hit so far for the Red Sox, and that was Jacoby Ellsbury's base hit to start the game. Drew batting .230. Slices one down the left field line, long run, and it's a foul ball. Andy Dirks was on a dead sprint again.
Former number 1 draft choice is J.D. Drew, and in his last 7 years, a .393 on base percentage. That is 10th in Major League Baseball in that span. He'll take a walk. He gets on base a lot.
In his 5th year now with the Boston Red Sox. Here's the 1-1 offering. Whistled back up the middle. So Drew has a single.
Well, apparently he knows a little something that most don't know about JV, because he took him deep at Fenway Park on the 19th of May.
And the Red Sox have their second hit of the game. It's going to bring up Jason Varitek.
Drew's one of those guys that you have to watch on occasion. He has the ability to steal, but I think you brought it up in the first game of the doubleheader. He's been battling a little bit of a hamstring strain. Look at the captain squaring the bunt.
Had Kelly deep at third.
That's why he wears the C on his chest. For those of you that do not know a whole lot about the Boston Red Sox, he is their captain.
Lifted back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike on Varitek. Verlander does not have a strikeout yet in this game. We emphasize yet. He did strike out 9 Boston Red Sox the last time they faced Boston on the 19th.
What did he have when he threw his no-hitter? He only had 4 that day, right?
Yeah, Rajai Davis was the 4th strikeout to end the game. That one missed high. So I guess strikeouts don't necessarily coincide with victories. But when you're looking at the all-time strikeout leaders in franchise history, Verlander is already 12th.
He might catch Virgil today.
Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Changeup. You can see it coming out of his hand. And the key with Verlander and his changeup is where he releases it. The release point is out in front, and that allows that ball to get down.
The 2-2. Missed 3-2 as Alan Porter shook it off, said nope.
Here's that release point. Look at where he lets it go. How far out in front he is. When he finally lets it go, that's how you get the ball down on changeups.
Runner goes, and it's popped up. Kelly at third base, straddling the line. 2 gone. And Drew goes back to first base. That'll bring up Jacoby Ellsbury. Single back of the first, did not score. The Tigers got Adrian Gonzalez to hit into a double play to end that inning.
He threw Jacoby all fastballs in that pitch sequence. He finally singled on the 5th offering. It was a pretty good pitch, but it was away from him, and that's exactly what Verlander had pretty much done the entire at-bat to Ellsbury. Let's see if he pitches him a little bit differently here. Maybe not, because he's played long ball twice in this series to right field. Nice pitch. He's pitching today. He's got a nice mix going. Fastball, changeup, occasional curveball.
Wave and a miss. Same result.
Filthy. Absolutely filthy.
And so he's got Ellsbury set up now 0-2.
He wouldn't throw 3 in a row, would he?
Let's find out. Nope. A heater at 96. 1-2.
Here's the percentage. 72% fastballs so far today. And by Verlander, excuse me, 73. 27% off speed.
That's a foul ball. So he has been much more fastball then in this start compared to his last.
Yeah, and I kind of expected that he would be a little bit more, but this is a much better park to pitch in than Boston. It's spacious in the outfield. You can get away with some fastballs up, down the middle to this team if they hit it to 420. Jackson can run that down.
One and 2 on Jacoby Ellsbury. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He had a rip at 99 right there. Verlander dialed up, almost hit 100, and Ellsbury fouled it off. In the first inning, he threw 5 at 95 or above, then 2 in the second, and now here in the third, 8 of his pitches have gone 95 plus.
He's got his foot on that gas pedal pretty good right now.
Checked it. Did he go? No, he did not. 99 again. Verlander's wondering if it wasn't a strike anyway.
How in the world do you hold up if you're Ellsbury? I guess one way to hold up is you can't hit it. He'd have got sawed off if he'd have swung at that pitch.
In the air to center, right at Austin Jackson, and that will end the inning. No runs, a hit, one left. Verlander hits 100 to end the inning. Nothing. Josh Beckett back to the mound as we go to the bottom of the third. 2 runs, 3 hits Detroit. No runs, 2 hits Boston. And Cabrera will lead it off, and he fouls off the first pitch from Beckett.
He's aggressive here tonight. He told me he would be as much. We were having a conversation yesterday, and he felt like he was giving away too many at-bats, not aggressive enough in the early pitch sequences from the opposing pitchers. He jumped on Beckett his first time up for a single and a ribby on the first pitch.
Got it on his hands that time, and he pops it up to Pedroia.
Yeah, he did.
1 gone. They dispose of the dangerous Miguel Cabrera. He's going to bring up Victor Martinez. Victor had a single at his first at bat. Beckett is looking to get his pitch count back in order. He had 48 pitches through 2 innings. And he gets ahead of Martinez 0-1. One ball, 1 strike. Josh Beckett was a 20-game winner a few years back, 2007 for the Red Sox. In fact, he finished second in Cy Young voting that year to CC Sabathia. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Slice to left field. That's a base hit. And Victor Martinez 2 for 2.
That's how you hit 300 in the big leagues for your career. His first time up, he got a hanging breaking ball from Beckett. He whistled that ball to right field. This time 94-mile-per-hour fastball away, and he takes what Beckett gives him, a single the opposite way. Professional hitter is Martinez.
So Victor, who was hitless in game 1, comes up with a couple of base hits here in game 2. Here's Don Kelly. Kelly flied out his first time up. Couldn't hold up. 1-1.
That cutter's wicked. Looks like a straight fastball. All of a sudden, the last 5 feet, that ball just kind of runs in on your hands. It's a great pitch for Beckett.
Shallow left field. Foul ground. Nice play by Youkilis. Ball kept slicing away. And Martinez holds. 2 gone. He's going to ring up Alex Avila. Avila is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Tigers got their 2 runs in the first. Bosch an RBI double. Cabrera an RBI single.
I was asking Avila a couple of days ago, what does he do to keep his body in shape during the course of the year? Because he plays probably the most grueling position on the field. He says he takes whirlpool baths before the game to get loose, and he takes ice baths after the game every day. Can you imagine that?
The short answer is no.
From the waist down, he gets in ice and just water. He says that's how he gets his legs back underneath him. He said he started doing that in college. It really helped out. Of course, he played at Alabama. He can get hot and sticky. I could barely put one finger in some ice water.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's outside. You know, when you warm up the shower, you got to wait sometimes for it to warm up. I will wait until it gets scalding hot before I step in, so I can't imagine an ice bath.
Man, oh man.
Well, Alex got himself in a hitting count now, 2-0. And the 2-0 pitch outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Beckett has 3 walks in this game. Only one of them has come around to score. That was Dirks back in the first. The 3-0 he's taking, and it's a strike 3-1 on Alex.
That's a well-located 3-0 pitch. They didn't know whether Avila would be swinging or not, so Beckett located that 94-mile-per-hour fastball on the black outside. Avila wisely didn't swing at it.
On the outer edge again, 3-2 on Alex. Martinez still at first base with 2 outs. No play behind him here. He'll be on the run with a 3-2 count. Verlander has been given a couple of runs. Tigers got him 2 in the bottom of the first. He lost him. It's another walk for Beckett. And the 4th walk for Beckett ties a season high. Time to get a couple of these in, though.
Beckett's got Terry Francona scratching his head.
Literally. 62 pitches for Beckett. At 3 walks in his last start, he has surpassed that here today. And here's Santiago. He rolls that one foul.
If you're wondering about the outfield arms for the Boston Red Sox, in left, Crawford doesn't throw all that well. Ellsbury in center field does not have a great arm, but Drew in right field has a terrific throwing arm from that position. Now, I only bring it up because Martinez is running from second base.
1-1. Santiago lined one sharply to the outfield his first time up, 0 for 1. Beckett has been able to sidestep some walks to this point. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Make it 1-2 on Ramon. And the 1-2. He missed it outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Danny Worth waiting on deck. Beckett trying to get through the bottom of the Tigers lineup here. The Red Sox won the opener 4-3. Papelbon saved it for the Red Sox. Valverde took the loss, giving up the Ortiz home run in the 9th in a non-save situation. There's a ground ball hit to the right side, scooped up there by Gonzalez, and that is that for Detroit. No runs, a single, a walk, 2 left on our way to the 4th.
To a lot of contact. He got Gonzalez to ground out into a double play in the very first inning, and he's been pitching to a lot of contact down in the zone. That's how he's been able to get some ground balls and maneuver his way through a very good lineup. And we told you that 4 guys in this lineup in particular came in with outstanding numbers against JV.
So the Tigers trying to get a win here after a loss, and Justin Verlander in his career after a Tigers loss is 45-28 with a 3.91 ERA, 90 career starts following a Tigers loss. And this a big one for the ball club here as they try and avoid the sweep. Dustin Pedroia leads it off, and he looks at strike 1.
He's throwing Pedroia sliders. He's about the only one that he's throwing sliders, and Justin not happy with that call there by Alan Porter. He said the ball was down.
Pedroia in this game 0 for 1, fly ball to right field. We were talking in the first game about Pedroia, how he was relatively unnoticed in high school because he was so small. He was about 5'4", 140 pounds. And the scouts didn't pay too much attention to him. He did, however, open some eyes in the games called the area code games, which some of the best players in the area in California would get together. And that's when Arizona State took notice, and he eventually went on to play for them. But the trophy case is awfully full, and you're well aware of the area code games, right?
Oh, absolutely. It is. It's very good for young kids, sophomores and juniors in their high school careers. Every team in the country represented by their area codes. They take the best players from the area, They have the East Coast kids go to Florida, the West Coast high school kids go to California, and just about every scout in the country goes to watch the event. So you can put yourself on the map if you do well in that.
Which is exactly what Dustin did.
It's almost like Cape Cod in the summer for collegiate players, because that league is so high profile and it's scouted so heavily. If you go to the Cape Cod League and you do well, you can also put yourself on the map and get yourself a really nice contract and get drafted very high.
Pedroia, Gonzalez, and Euclid here in the 4th inning. Slapped back out of play. 2-2 on Dustin Pedroia. Verlander had 46 pitches after 3 innings. He has given up just a couple of hits. Almost hit that one behind him.
Verlander starting to dial up with that fastball. Last half inning, he threw fastballs at 99 and 100 to Ellsbury. That one tailing inside on Pedroia with that big swing at 96 miles an hour. He doesn't get cheated for a little guy. He's striking out quite a bit this year, too.
3-2.
He's on pace to strike out more than 52 times this year, which is the career high in the season for Pedroia.
Yeah, more than double that total. He's on pace for way over 100. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Down the right field line, foul.
Man, have they spoiled some good 2-strike pitches. That's how you get the pitch count up. That's their goal today. Their goal obviously is to beat Verlander first and foremost, but if Verlander has his A game as he appears to have, they're going to try to rack that pitch count up and get in that Tigers bullpen by the 7th inning. That's their goal. Every game.
Another one back out of play.
He doesn't know what to do to Pedroia here. He's throwing pitches everywhere. Up, down, low, in, out. That is an example of using the 4 quadrants of the strike zone.
Meanwhile, this will be the 11th pitch of this at-bat. And he got him to beat it into the ground to the shortstop, Santiago. Pedroia's out of there, 1 gone. Time for trivia? What do you say? Let's check it out. Courtesy of AT&T. Verlander is one of 4 pitchers with 1,000 strikeouts since 2006. Can you name the other 3? Oh, Wild Bill Donovan's one of those guys, because I love saying his name. I don't think it'll be, though, since 2006. Here's Gonzalez.
You're getting silly now.
Well, we've been here a while, my man. 0-1 on Gonzalez. Here's the motion by Verlander. How about Gonzalez? He's knocked into 3 double plays against the Tigers this year. They got him to hit into 1 back in the 1st inning. Coke got him to knock into 2 back in Boston.
As good as he is, and the Tigers have done pretty good against him in the 5 prior games that they've played. Well, Boston's won all 5 games, but they've pretty much been able to handle Gonzalez. He's got a perfect delivery. Tucks that glove under the left shoulder, spins that breaking ball up there, right over the plate. Two and two. And Avila has had to go down to block quite a few in this game tonight. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Jackson in center field, Dirks in left field, playing awfully shallow against Gonzalez. He's got a lot of power in that direction. And should he get a hold of one of these 95, 96 mile per hour JV fastballs, they're shading him to left field.
Fly ball left field. Coming toward the line. Dirks still coming hard. Will he have room? He reaches in. Can't get it.
It's one of the reasons why they shade him in that direction. 49 homers to left field by Gonzalez since the beginning of 08. Quite a few to center field as well. That's why he's a special talent. He's got power the opposite way, just like our guy, Cabrera.
Swing and a miss, and Verlander takes care of him. That is Justin's first strikeout of the game.
3-2. Beautiful pitch. Circle change. You could see that circle in his hand. But what a nice shot that was.
Youkilis looks at strike one. That's where Foxmo's at its best, man. When you slow down the deliveries of pitchers.
You see that circle?
Yep.
Beautiful.
You can see the grips, see the rotation. Right at Dirks on a line in a 1-2-3 inning for Justin Verlander. 3.5 in the books here tonight in the nightcap. Verlander in a 2-0 contest as we go to the home half of the fourth inning. Danny Wirth leads it off against Beckett, and the first pitch is inside and high, 1-0. It'll be Wirth and then Jackson and then Dirks facing the Boston right-hander. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That is popped up. Looks like it'll stay in play for Adrian Gonzalez. First out of the inning. Trivia time again. Here is that question courtesy of AT&T. Verlander is one of 4 pitchers with 1,000 strikeouts since 06. Your question is, can you name the other 3? They would be Felix Hernandez, Dan Herron, and CC Sabathia.
I figured it would be 3 of the 4 on that list that we showed with the most wins since 2006. Hernandez was on that list. Beckett was on that list. Of course, CeCe and Verlander. They're all dominant.
Austin Jackson is 0 for 1 with a walk. A little bit outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
Beckett's got that fastball that tails into the right-handers, and he's got the one that he cuts in to the left-handers with the slow lollipop breaking ball, and that's how you rack up some of the numbers he's been racking up this year. Nothing is really straight.
Beckett has pitched in 2 World Series in his career. Postseason, his numbers have been really good as well. He's been a money pitcher in the postseason, 7-3 with an ERA a little bit over 3. World Series MVP in 2003. That'll get back out of play. A healthy cut on 3-1 for Jackson, now 3-2.
He was just a baby back then when he just dominated the New York Yankees in the World Series.
In the postseason, opponents batting under 200 against him.
99 strikeouts against 21 walks.
3-2 pitch. Rolled foul. Tigers got a pair of runs in the first. Bosch an RBI double. Cabrera an RBI single.
Hey, Tigers fans who are currently serving in the U.S. Armed Forces at home and abroad can receive a free DVD of this season's home opener telecast against the Kansas City Royals. It's a project titled Operation Opening Day, now in its 3rd year. For details, visit tigers.com/Operation Opening Day for your free DVD.
Season high 5 walks for Beckett. And again, to this point, only one of them has come around to score. Dirks looks at ball 1. And he had a walk in the first. He came around to score the first Tigers run. Beckett struck him out back in the second. Jackson 8 out of 10 in stolen bases this year.
DeMarlo Hale there to the left of Terry Francona is been given the job of giving Veritek the signs whether he wants him to throw over or pitch outs and whatnot. He also has a stopwatch in his hand. He's Terry's bench coach. DeMarlo will be a big league manager someday. He's interviewed for several jobs. He just hasn't gotten one yet. Good baseball man.
Well, Boston catchers this year are at about 17%. And Saltalamacchia and Veritek combined. Veritek himself at 17%. Popped up. Youkilis has room right up against the railing. Dirks is out 2 away. Jackson has to hold. We'll bring up Brennan Bosch. We had a 50-minute rain delay at the start of this one here tonight. Game 2 in this doubleheader. Boston won the opener 4-3. Bosch got the Tigers off and running here in the nightcap with an RBI double in the first. And he slices one toward left on a line. Crawford gets over there to make the play. So the Tigers get another walk but strand another runner. We'll go to the 5th inning. 2-0 Detroit. AT&T and by Cottonelle. Well, Justin Verlander has a 2-0 advantage to work with here. He has given up just 2 hits so far to this vaunted Boston offense, and he'll face Ortiz, Crawford, and then Drew Sutton as we go to the 5th inning. Justin had him 1-2-3 in the 4th. He got him 1-2-3 in the 2nd. Faced the minimum with a double play ball in the 1st. Ortiz takes strike 1.
As always, they have the shift. When Big Poppies is standing up there, Don Kelly, the third baseman, alone a member of the Tigers infield on the left side. He is basically playing the shortstop position.
Ortiz came in 5 for 15 career against Justin Verlander. 2 of those 5 hits were home runs. Ball inside, 2-1.
Lots of ground outs today by Verlander. You mentioned the 1 strikeout, 4 flyouts to go with those 2.
And the 2-1.
Pretty good hitters count there for Big Poppy. 2-1 fastball at 96. And that he couldn't get around on. But we know that he can turn around a 96 mile per hour fastball if you get it down and in to him.
That was pitch number 70 to Ortiz. Here comes pitch number 71. And he slices this one hard to left field. Dirks on the run to the warning track to make the catch. One going here in the 5th.
Hey fans, spend part of your Memorial Day on Monday at Comerica Park and watch the Tigers take on the Minnesota Twins at 105. You can save $5 with the spring ticket deal, which means mezzanine seats are available for just $5. Call 866-66-TIGER or log on at tigers.com. Pretty good Memorial Day deal.
Carl Crawford fouls one away. Well, they say the weather is really supposed to heat up tomorrow, so it'll be nice and warm here at the ballpark. And the Tigers will be taking on a team that is not doing too well, the Minnesota Twins. So hopefully they'll get back to their winning ways. They can win this one here tonight. Got a team that's struggling coming to town. Although we're not used to saying the Twins are struggling. Well, they are. 1 ball, 1 strike on Crawford. They'll get back out of play, 1-2.
One thing we do know about the Minnesota Twins, when they do come here tomorrow, they will be playing hard under their manager, Ron Gardenhire. That's the one thing that he demands out of them, and he gets it out of them every single night. They're just not winning a lot of games.
Two and two. Crawford 0 for 1 with a ground out. 5 RBIs in this series for Carl. That'll get back out of play again. Gave him the breaking ball that time. Crawford in the offseason signing that 7-year deal. Take his talents to Boston from Tampa Bay. And he slices one to the shortstop on a backhand. Santiago. 2 outs.
Pretty good jump here by Santiago. That ball slicing away from him. He reaches out with that left hand and able to make the play.
We'll bring up Drew Sutton now with 2 outs. Dirks runs out of real estate, 0-1. Sutton, a ground ball victim, back in the 3rd, 0 for 1. Tigers got the game's only runs back in the 1st inning, a 2 spot. Neither team has been able to score since. And Justin has given up just 2 hits. And they're both singles, one to Jacoby Ellsbury, the other to J.D. Drew. There's the strike call. 1-2. To center field, Jackson cruising back a couple of steps. Verlander has a 1-2-3, 5th inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th where Miguel Cabrera will lead it off. Fifth inning in the nightcap. Boston won the opener by a score of 4-3. Tigers trying to gain a split. Off to a quick start tonight. They got 2 in the first inning, but neither team has scored since. Beckett back to work. And Cabrera swings on the first pitch and pops it up. Gonzalez at first. 1 gone.
Let's take a look at how the Tigers got it going in the very first inning. Dirks, he walked, and then you've got Brennan Bosch. He whistles a double down into the right field corner. Dirks able to come around and score. And then Cabrera, he ambushed Beckett on the very first pitch, a fastball, a piece of cheese away in the mid-90s, and he drove in Brennan Bosch.
Here comes Victor Martinez. A couple of hits tonight for Victor. 2 singles, 1 in the first, 1 in the third. Now, Verlander's given up only 2 hits, but Beckett has allowed only 4 himself. The difference is, when you look at pitch count, is the fact that Beckett has walked 5.
The pitching matchup, for the most part, has been as good as advertised, with the exception of the base on balls. But what Beckett has been able to do is kind of maneuver his way through the traffic that he's been pitching in.
He's halfway to another walk. 2-0 on Martinez. Varitek held it there, wanted it, didn't get it, and now it's 3-0. Three and 2 on Martinez. There's another hit for Victor. He's 3 for 3. Tigers have their 5th hit of the game.
1 base hit to right, 1 base hit to left, and 1 base hit right back up the middle. Talk about going foul line to foul line. That is a thing of beauty. I see you, Victor. We see you, Victor. Wasn't a bad pitch by Beckett either. There's proof.
Don Kelly takes ball 1. 0 for 2 for Kelly. Fly ball into pop-up. 1-2 on Kelly. Don played in game 1. He played out in right field in the opening game of the series. Had a bunt single, finished 1 for 4 in that game, getting a nod here in game 2 at third base. Inge getting the nightcap off. And the 1-2. He held off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Three and 2. 94 pitches now for Beckett as he marches toward 100. And we're only in the 5th. It's a byproduct of all the walks. "3-2 with the runner going, and it's hit toward left but foul. Bouncing ball back towards second. Pedroia tags the runner. There's one, and that's a double play. 4-3 in the Twin killing. Tigers are done in the 5th. Tiger baseball brought to you by Bell Tire. Downtown Detroit, the Tigers and the Boston Red Sox here in the nightcap of the doubleheader. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Tigers. Red Sox, no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. The Red Sox won the opener by a score of 4-3, and the Tigers trying to gain a split here with their ace on the mound, Verlander, and he's going back to work facing J.D. Drew, Jason Varitek, and then Jacoby Ellsbury. And the first pitch from Verlander is in there for a strike on Drew. Only 2 hits given up by JV tonight. The single to Ellsbury in the first, and Drew's base hit in the third. And a breaking ball misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Andy Oliver pitched the first game in the doubleheader. Went 6 innings, did not get a decision. And now Verlander here in the nightcap. The 1-1 pitch. There's a strike, 1-2 on JD. Drew now in his 5th year with the Boston Red Sox. He also played with St. Louis and Atlanta. And a spell with the Dodgers. And he checks his swing, 2-2. Drew, as a matter of fact, has had 12 consecutive years now of double digits in the home run column. 3 so far this year. The 2-2 is bouncing in. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Verlander has thrown 1 pitch in this game at 100 miles per hour just a couple of innings ago, and has gone as low as 77 with the changeup. Those readings always courtesy of Comcast.
Got him looking. Drew is out of there, and Verlander has picked up just his 2nd strikeout of the game.
Well, if you didn't see the first game of the doubleheader today, Andy Oliver, he was making his debut in 2011. He had a little bit of a rocky start in the very first inning, but when he went back to the dugout after the inning, Jim Leyland kind of settled him down. You're okay, kid. Let's go. Just kind of pitch like you pitched in the minor leagues. And he came back out. He spotted his fastball very well. Also threw a few breaking balls that were quality breaking balls. And at the end of the day, it was a quality start for Oliver.
Ground ball, fair ball inside the bag at first base, out of the reach of Cabrera. It'll rattle around in the corner. The throw to second is tardy, and Veritek has a double. And the Red Sox have their first extra base hit of this game.
Veritek must have been cheating on this 95-mile-per-hour fastball. You see the hips? He cleared the hips out of the way, which allows the bat to get through the zone at a very rapid pace and able to get himself a double. You don't usually see him pulling 95-mile-per-hour fastballs, but take a look at that right hit. He really opened it up to clear the path for the bat to get through the zone.
300th career double for Veritek. And that's the first Boston hitter in scoring position. We'll bring up Jacoby Ellsbury. Strike 1 on Ellsbury, 1 for 2. Had a single back in the first. One on Jacoby. Ellsbury, the tying run at the plate, has hit 2 homers in this series alone. He has 6 for the year.
Only 59% of the pitches Verlander has thrown to this outstanding Boston Red Sox lineup have been fastballs. 41% off-speed pitches. But that's what you have to do against Boston. You have to mix in your entire arsenal if you're going to have any success whatsoever.
97 miles an hour on that Verlander fastball, and he's ahead of Ellsbury now, 1-2.
Yeah, but make no mistake about it, when he really needs to, this is where his bread gets buttered, with that heater. As a matter of fact, that 100-mile-per-hour fastball that he has thrown in this game, he threw it to Ellsbury.
Oh, 98. JV thought he had him struck out.
Fun to watch. Awfully fun to watch.
Ellsbury back in the third took a 100-mile-an-hour fastball from Verlander and hit one to center field. It was straight at Austin Jackson for the final out.
If he decides to throw him anything other than the fastball, say the changeup, Ellsbury may screw himself into the ground.
In the air, center field again. Jackson coming on, so is Dirks, but Austin makes the play. 2 gone, and holding at second base is Veritek. Another tough out though coming up, Dustin Pedroia. Beckett has given up 2 runs on 5 hits. His teammates though have not been able to get to Verlander. Among all of the active pitchers since 2006, nobody has won more in their home ballpark than Justin Verlander. 49 victories here at Comerica. He's trying to hold on here for number 50. Good pitch right at the knees at 98. 0-1.
He's not messing around here. He didn't with Ellsbury, and he's not with Pedroia. The last 3 fastballs Verlander has thrown have all been in the upper 90s.
Fly ball right field, hit pretty well. Bosch, edge of the track, ending the inning. No runs, a double. It's stranded. 2-0 Verlander, 2-0 Tigers.
For the Coors Light freeze cam, we're going to take you back to the second inning. Foul ball laced down into foul territory by Andy Dirks, and what a play by the fan, or was it? Did he olay it? He olayed it and he turned his head, but he made a nice play, and then he did the right thing. He gave it to a young fan. Nice job, young man. Coors Light freeze cam, as always, brought to you by your Frost Brewed Coors Lights.
So Beckett back to the hill in a 2-0 game. Tigers trying to tack on some runs. Neither team has had a run since the 2-run first. It'll be Alex Avila and then Santiago and then Danny Worth. It'll be 7-8-9 facing Mr. Beckett, who has 96 pitches thrown so far in this game. Avila is 0 for 1 with a walk. Ball 1 to Alex. Only 3 hits allowed by Verlander, 5 hits allowed by Beckett, but Beckett has also walked 5.
And those are just as good as hits. But the one thing that he has been able to do is pitch himself out of the jams that he has gotten into by the free passes he's given to the Tigers hitters today.
2-1 on Avila. Beckett came into this one 3-1 career against Detroit with a 2.41 ERA. Here's his 100th pitch of the night, and it's a strike on the outer edge. 2-2. There's the breakdown. And the 2-2 offering. Swing and a miss, and Avila is out of there. Beckett has his 4th strikeout.
Follow the Tigers with the MLB.com at Bat 11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit Tigers.com for more details.
We'll bring up Santiago here with 1 out. And Ramon hits a slow roller to the right side. Gonzalez hits Beckett. Whoa! And a headfirst dive. He's out. Beckett was on the run when he took that ball.
That's one of the few times you don't mind a guy sliding headfirst into first base. Santiago really wasn't trying to beat the play because he wasn't going to beat it. But he recognized there may be a collision between he and Beckett, so he did the safe thing. He simply slid and allowed Beckett to run through the bag. Had Santiago continued to run, there would have been a collision at first base. Beckett real slow getting back to that mound. I wonder if he's okay. He told Veritek, I'm all right, I'm just a little tired.
Veritek hanging out as long as he can before Alan Porter says, let's go, fellas.
Veritek wants to make sure he's okay. And sometimes a pitcher will tell you I'm okay, and obviously Veritek is the captain of this team, and he's been around a long time. He knows whether Beckett's all right or not.
Here's Danny Worth with 2 outs. Rich Hill starting to warm up in their bullpen.
Why is Beckett so tired? All pitchers do is run in between starts.
That was a dead sprint. Ball inside, 1-0. Beckett huffing and puffing back to the mound. Worth had a base on balls back in the second. One and one. Danny down to AAA, hit 3 home runs. Was hitting .270 with Toledo prior to the call-up. The Scott Sizemore trade to the Athletics, providing Worth with an opportunity to back up at this level. And again, no match for the Beckett fastball, 1-2. Fouled away. The 5 Tigers hits in this game, well, 2 of them came in consecutive fashion back in the first when Bosch doubled 1 in, Cabrera singled in a run. Martinez has had 3 hits, all singles, but it was a double by Bosch that got the first run in. And he got him. Strike 3. Beckett now has 5 strikeouts. Tigers go 1, 2, 3. We go to the 7th. Back to the mound, Verlander. Detroit. They lead 2-0. Bosch and Cabrera each with RBIs in that first inning. Josh Beckett, a season high 5 base on balls in this game to go with his 5 strikeouts. Verlander has been in command. He hadn't struck too many out. He hadn't walked anybody either. And he has scattered just 3 hits. And that young man is always a Tiger. He's got the Tiger necklace as well going tonight.
Yeah, he does.
Adrian Gonzalez will lead things off for the Red Sox here. Verlander back to work, having thrown 98 pitches so far in this game. And he'll go to work here in the 7th. Euclid and Ortiz to follow, and there's a ball outside. 1-0 on Gonzalez, who had his 8-game hitting streak snapped in the first game by the Tigers. He's 0 for 2 in this one. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Oh, I mentioned Verlander hadn't walked anybody so far, but he's in danger here. Justin's still throwing hard, but that's no surprise. We've seen him throw 100 in the 9th inning. Verlander has had 5 3-ball counts. This is the 5th here to Gonzalez. And that's fouled back out of play. 3-2 the count stays. Twins coming to town beginning tomorrow. It's going to be Brad Penny and Nick Blackburn on Memorial Day, and then Scherzer and Dunsing on Tuesday. Porcello Baker Wednesday.
Twins already resting comfortably in their hotel here locally.
The 3-2 pitch is a walk, the first of the night for Verlander, who shakes his head. And now that'll bring the tying run up in Euclid. Here's the upcoming pitching matchups presented by the Michigan Office of Highway Safety. We talked about tomorrow's matchup, Blackburn and Penny.
Blackburn, good numbers. 4-4, earned run average just a shade over 3. Does have 20 base on balls with 35 strikeouts this year.
Here's Euclid. Oh, 2 on Euclid. Ground ball, fly ball in this game. Batting in the 4th slot in this series, and the young man getting a big round of applause, apparently for a play he made. And he's milking it too.
Take a bow, young man. You're a star.
Ground ball left side, deep in the hole. Santiago gets one at second base. The force of Gonzalez.
Fans bringing their gloves here tonight and making plays.
He can't believe he caught it.
That's big lead.
Here's David Ortiz. Verlander has kept him at 0 for 2 in this game. And Avila blocks another one. 1-0 on Ortiz.
If you're Verlander, you just have to keep Big Papi in the yard. Do not let him play long ball here tonight in the nightcap. He hit a solo shot in the first game of the doubleheader today. Game-winning home run, as a matter of fact, off of Jose Valverde. And here it is, if you didn't see it. 3-2 fastball. Big Papi leaned on it.
.412-foot home run. It turned out to be the game winner in game 1.
That ball was on the line, too.
2-1. Verlander's high water mark for pitches thrown is 127 this year. That'll get back out of play. That was number 112. And it was only at 99.
He's an animal. It's a different kind of cat out there. Blessed. $18 pickoffs since the beginning of the 2006 season. No right-handed pitcher has picked off more than Verlander. Really quick feet. .55 of the 113 pitches that Verlander has thrown in this game have been above 95 miles an hour.
High, now it goes 3-2.
Chalk up another one. I mean, when's the last guy? I mean, we really had a chance to watch. Well, I guess Randy Johnson maybe. 114 pitches in, still throwing 99, 100 miles an hour, but there really hasn't been that many in the history of this grand old game.
Runner going and a bouncing ball hit to the right side. Oh, he's going to flip to second, safe there. He knew he had time to get Ortiz anyway, so Santiago gave it a shot. Now there's nobody covering third.
Speaking of heads up, Youkilis is a heads up baseball player.
Youkilis realized that with the shift on, nobody was at third.
Well, there's plenty of time for Kelly to get back over to third base, but he kind of fell asleep after he takes the feed here, not paying attention. But he had time, or somebody else had time to get over there.
So Youkilis gets to third with 2 outs, and here's Crawford to try and drive in a run. And a ground ball to short. Santiago gobbles it up, and the inning is over. No damage done. No runs, a walk, 1 left. Verlander getting a big standing O right now.
by pitch, courtesy of Justin Verlander, who didn't really need a lot of strikeouts in this game to kind of maneuver his way through this Boston lineup. Through the 7 innings he's already pitched, he had lots of ground balls, pitching to a lot of contact. But when he did find himself in a little bit of trouble, he was able to dial it up to 100 miles an hour to get himself some strikeouts. And he also threw some really nice changeups. So Verlander was pretty much at his best today, slowing down the hottest offense in the world.
In the meantime, the Tigers got him 2 early runs, and it has held up because of the pitching of Justin Verlander. Wallside Window's pitching change now. The Red Sox will take Beckett out, and Rich Hill comes in.
Hill, nice numbers. 7 games pitched so far, has 3 holds, no earned run average. He has 10 strikeouts in the 7 innings that he has pitched against just 2 walks.
Elsewhere around baseball tonight, especially in the Central Division, Toronto beat Chicago 13-4. The White Sox lose again. Tampa beat Cleveland, and Texas over KC. And also some news and notes around baseball. This afternoon, Buster Posey ruled out for the season, had surgery today. There was an incident, I guess, in the Toronto-Chicago game where John Danks was chirping at Bautista to stop acting like a clown.
Well, 20 home runs in 45 games, if that's acting like a clown. Oh, well.
Bautista slammed his bat to the ground apparently after Danks got him, and Danks said, "Stop acting like a clown."
I'm sure some of that 0-8 or 0-9 Danks is this year probably played into that, too.
Here comes Jackson now to lead things off here in the 7th. Tigers trying to build on this 2-0 lead to make it a little bit more comfy. They have 2 runs, 5 hits, no runs, 3 hits for the Red Sox. Dirks and then Bosch to follow against the lefty.
The one note on there that's an absolute shame is the fact that Buster Posey is lost for the season. That's a tough blow to the San Francisco Giants. A really tough blow.
0-2 on Jackson. And he takes outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Austin in this one with a couple of walks and a strikeout. Wave and a miss. And the former Michigan Wolverine, Rich Hill, strikes out Jackson. 1 gone. By the way, you can vote for your Tigers McDonald's Player of the Game. It's pretty simple. Using your cell phone, text Tigers, followed by a space in the player's uniform number to 37338, or you can vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. Here's Andy Dirks. He walked and scored one of the Tigers' runs in the first. Hill slings one home for a strike.
Hill looks like he could be nasty against left-handers, dropping down to that arm slot, throwing that ball to Dirks. And really unhittable.
Parks of 4 years with the Chicago Cubs. 0-2. Hill was born in Boston and lives in South Boston, playing for his hometown team. It's his 2nd year with the Red Sox. Swing and a miss. Boy, did he carve him up real quick. It's his 2nd strikeout in his many hitters. 2 gone now for Bosch. Tigers' last hit was a single by Martinez in the 5th, but then Kelly bounced into a double play. RBI double in the first for Brennan. That made it 1-0. 0-1.
Cassidy. Yeah, that is Brennan's sister's name. We had mom's name correct, Vivian and Phil, surrounding Cassidy, but we didn't have her name earlier, so I apologize, but we did get it, and we've ID'd her.
The 0-1. It's fouled back out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Cassidy apparently a little bit chilly.
Well, she's from SoCal. And you know what they say about Southern California.
It never rains.
Although they've gotten a lot of rain out in California this year, just as they have here in this area. Well, pretty much rain everywhere this year.
Now the 0-2. Bosch sends one in the air toward left. Crawford is on the run, coming to foul ground, and he'll track it down. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Rich Hill. 7 in the books. Game 2 is a 2-0 Tigers lead. At 2-0. The Tigers got him a 2 spot in the first, and so far it's held up because Verlander has thrown up nothing but zeros up there. His longest career outing in terms of pitches thrown is 130. That was back in August of 08 against Chicago. And tonight he's got 116 in his back pocket. And his first pitch is in for a strike on Drew Sutton.
He's going up against the latter third of the Boston Red Sox batting order here, and I'm thinking that had something to do with Jim Leyland allowing him to go back out there with 116 pitches already thrown.
Quickly ahead of Sutton 0-2. 2 of the 3 hits, however, have come from the bottom of the lineup.
I wonder if he would have allowed him to go back out there against Gonzalez and Youkilis and Ortiz or Crawford with that many pitches thrown.
Fly ball left field. Dirk's on the move. He'll get there. 1 gone here in the 8th. It's 119 pitches now for Verlander. In his no-hitter, he threw 108 at Toronto.
And what's fascinating about Verlander, he still has a whole lot left in his gas tank.
Benoit and Valverde both heating up. Into right center field, and that ball will drop. Base hit right in front of Jackson, who bobbles it. Now Drew going to second, and he's in there. A single and an error on Austin Jackson. Could not pick it up cleanly, and that cost him 90 feet on the base pass.
JD broke his bat on that fly ball in the outfield, but he did never stop. He paused, and then Jackson couldn't pick it up cleanly, and that's how you get an error. Stop and then start.
Only the second error of the year for Jackson. Veritek. So 3 of the 4 hits now for Boston have come from the last 2 hitters in the lineup, the 8 and 9 guys. Veritek had himself a double back in the 6th inning. Wave and a miss, 1-1. That error by Jackson, the first for either team in this game. Two and one. Two and two. 98. Right by Veritek. Got him with a curve. He froze him.
That ain't even fair. It's really not. 98 with the previous pitch, and then he comes back at 83 and he freezes Veritek. Watch the knees buckle. What a pitch. What a pitch.
Third strikeout for Justin. Now back up to the top of the lineup, Jacoby Ellsbury.
He's been pumping a lot of fastballs to Ellsbury last couple of times up.
Toward left field, foul ground, out of play.
And just about all of those fastballs have been 98 miles an hour and above.
Leland is leaning on his horse tonight. That was his 128th pitch. And he's gotten ahead of Jacoby Ellsbury, 0-2. And now the crowd.
He throws a fastball. This next one might be at 100 miles an hour. Final pitch of the night.
The 0-2 coming home. It's outside.
26 of Verlander's last 46 pitches have been 95 miles an hour and above. 26 of 46.
The 1-2. Ooh. Oh, Verlander wanted that one. He crouched down after he let that one go. 2-2. Ellsbury was shaking his head. Nope, it was outside, and it was by a touch. Here's the 2-2. That one's way outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pedroia waiting on deck. That'll be a walk. And so Ellsbury goes to first base. And the skipper says we need to go to the bullpen here. So Verlander is unable to take care of Ellsbury, and he will leave with the tying runs on the bases in a 2-0 contest here. But what a whale of a job by Justin Verlander. And as you can imagine, here comes a huge round of applause. Tigers go to the pen, and Verlander outstanding. for Justin Verlander, but he will turn things over now to the bullpen here in the 8th inning. It's a 2-0 score, and Verlander gives up 4 hits. He ends up walking 2 and striking out only 3 tonight. 132 pitches. That is a season high. And he will give it up now to Joaquin Benoit. And Mr. Benoit will face Pedroia as the go-ahead run.
Joaquin Benoit has inherited 5 base runners this year, 3 of which have scored. He needs to strand these 2 out there on the base paths.
Benoit threw 14 pitches in his relief effort in the first game. He pitched the 8th. It was a scoreless 8th. Verlander's work is done for the night. One ball and 1 strike. One and 1 on Pedroia.
Joaquin pitched quite a bit against this Boston Red Sox team last year when he was pitching for the Tampa Bay Rays. Of course, they're in the same division. And Joaquin had a stellar season. And as you can imagine, his numbers against Boston were outstanding.
Pedroia 2 for 6 career against Benoit. Two and 1. Drew at second base, Ellsbury at first. They represent the tying runs in the 8th. Fly ball, shallow left center. Jackson and Dirks. And the inning is over. Benoit comes out, gets the final out. Verlander's reaction. Thank you, Joaquin. By Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Long day of baseball here at Comerica Park. Red Sox won the opening game in the doubleheader. Tigers trying to Grab the nightcap here. They lead 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. We have a new pitcher now for the Red Sox. That would be Scott Atchison.
Only the 5th game now that Atchison has pitched in. He comes in with a very good earned run average, 8 strikeouts and 9 in the 3rd. The opponent's hitting just .286 against Scott. A couple of tack-on runs here in the bottom half of the 8th inning would be lovely for the Detroit Tigers. They haven't scored since the 1st inning.
Cabrera is leading it off. And Martinez, then Kelly.
He's in scoring position as we speak, standing in that batter's box.
And Miguel now ahead of the count, 2-1. Back out of play. Atchison was born in the same hometown that Austin Jackson is from. That's Denton, Texas. Atchison lives in Keller, Texas now in the offseason. Broke in with Seattle originally. He's played in Japan for a couple of years. Here's the 2-2. And he just missed with it.
Yes, he did. As a matter of fact, Scott thought he had strike 3.
To center field, Ellsbury, and he can't get it. It rolls by him. Break here for the Tigers. Cabrera will go to second base. He'll pull in with a 2-base hit. 6th hit of the game for Detroit. Now can they get him home?
If you're Ellsbury in center field, you want to try to keep this ball in front of you, which he was not able to do, but it was not hit all that hard, which meant the ball wasn't going to get all the way to the wall, and instead of Cabrera being on third base, he's simply standing on second base for Martinez, who's had a great day.
Victor 3 for 3, all singles. Three of the 6 Tigers hits here in the nightcap. And Victor's average up over 300 now at 301. Ball 1.
Victor not afraid to take a base hit the opposite way, as he has done a couple of times in this ball game after singling his first time up to right field. But with a runner on second base, nobody out, that's exactly what Victor has in mind. Hit something to Pedroia or Gonzalez on that side of the infield or through that side of the infield to make sure he gets Cabrera to at least third base. And when you hit 300, they play you straight up in the infield and in the outfield. Well, excuse me, swing by Victor.
2-1.
Asking the home plate umpire, was it a ball?
Make it 2-2 on Martinez. Leadoff double by Miguel Cabrera, his second hit in this game. Don Kelly waiting on deck. Strike call, and Martinez is out. That's a huge strikeout for Atchison. The first time they've gotten Victor in this game.
Good firm fastball at 92. And appeared to run right back over the plate. And even though Atchison knew in this situation that Victor was up there trying to pull the ball, every single pitch he threw Victor was inside. And he got away with it.
8 strikeouts for Boston pitching tonight. Kelly hits one right back up the middle into center. Here comes Cabrera. He'll score. Don Kelly gets it done.
Big knock for Don Kelly.
First run of the game for either team since the first inning of this game.
Looked like Kelly got himself a fastball as well on the inner third and pulled his hands in nicely and found that seam right back through the middle. And the big fella able to scamper home.
Seventh Tiger hit. It's a 3-0 game. Kelly has his 3rd RBI of the year. Here comes Avila.
Tom Brookins, first base coach, has got that stopwatch in his hand. Obviously, he doesn't know a whole lot about Atchison, but if they find themselves in a situation where he's slow getting that ball to Varitek, they may try to steal one here. That's a new look for Brookie, isn't it? Fu Manchu.
He's had it for a while.
Has he?
Yeah, it's just growing out a little bit more. Gotten longer. Single by Kelly gets the job done here to make it 3-0. Well, we expected runs to be at a premium in this game. They certainly were. Verlander did not give up a run in this game. The Tigers got 2 on Beckett in the first, and so far it has held up. Another tack-on run here against the Boston bullpen. Here's a 1-0, and it's low. Varitek scoops it up. 2 balls, no strikes. Dan Wheeler heating up in the Boston pen in case his services are needed. Atchison is 35 years of age. I mentioned he's pitched in Japan. 2008, 2009. Ground ball to first. They'll tag the bag 1. And now Kelly will get himself in a rundown. And the tag is made. So they get a double play not before the Tigers get another run to go up 3-0. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire.
first game. He got a real nice two-seam fastball down the strike zone and whistled into right field. Dirk's able to come home and score. Very next pitch, Cabrera hits a single into right center field, and he brings home Box.
So it's Papa Grande, Jose Valverde, who gave up the game-winning home run in Game 1. A chance to get the Red Sox back here, looking for the save. Protecting a 3-0 lead. And he'll get Gonzalez, Euclid, and then Lowry.
Two of your more animated closers in all of baseball in the ballpark. Papelbon, of course, for the Red Sox, and Jose Valverde for Detroit.
Well, Valverde threw 24 pitches in the first game, and so now he goes to work here in the second game.
Well, as a closer, you like to get right back out there as soon as you can when you've had an outing where you didn't do your best.
First pitch high and away.
And Valverde gave up that game-winning home run to David Ortiz in the first game.
Well, now he's going to have to navigate through 3, 4, and 5 in this lineup. Gonzalez, a double play ball and a strikeout of this game, plus a walk. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a strike at the knees of Adrian Gonzalez. 1-1. David Ortiz will hit third in this inning. Two and one, Gonzalez. Popped him up, shallow left. Dirks, 1 out.
Hey, Tigers fans, it's easier than ever to find the seats you want or to sell the tickets to the games you can't make on StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Detroit Tigers. Go to StubHub.com and choose your seats today.
2 more outs to get for Valverde. Kevin Euclid standing in. Euclid 0 for 3. Only 4 hits for this Red Sox offense here in Game 2, largely due to the pitching of Justin Verlander. And Justin right now is 2 outs away from getting his 5th win of the year. Here's the 0-1. 0-2 on Euclid. Verlander's ERA, by the way, fell to 3.12 with his scoreless effort tonight.
Verlander also hosted some veterans from Afghanistan and Iraq in his personal suite here tonight at Comerica Park. So, good work all the way around for Justin on Memorial Weekend.
0-2 on Euclid. With Ortiz lurking. Swing and a miss. Papa Grande picks up a strikeout. An exclamation point at the end of that one.
Easy, Papa Grande.
2 gone. Here comes the crowd.
Easy.
Of course, number 2 came earlier in the day. It was the game winner off Valverde. Ball 1.
Yeah, go right at him. He can't win the game. And even if he goes and plays long ball again.
One ball, one strike.
It's show business.
One and one. Ground ball right side. Oh, what a play by Cabrera. Valverde covers. Tigers win. A 1-2-3 ninth inning for Jose Valverde. With a little help from Miguel Cabrera. Sparkling play.
Short hop by Cabrera. Yeah, he leaves his feet. He knows that Valverde will be there. He shows him the baseball underneath and gives him a nice flip. And what an outing by Verlander. Don't pull nothing, Papa Grande.
Jim Leland's squad gains the split and gets back up to 500 at 26-26. The Tigers behind their horse, Justin Verlander, getting a win. And here is our McDonald's player of the game. Is there any surprise here?
None.
Verlander, 54% of the vote. A career high 132 pitches to get this victory tonight for the Tigers, 63 of which were at least 95 miles an hour and then beyond. But Verlander brought his A game tonight, and in doing so shuts down a terrific Boston offense which had really manhandled the Tigers the entire season series. And a nice win here tonight. 3-0 our final score in this one. Brennan Bosch had an RBI double back in the first inning. He's standing by right now with our Justin White.
Thanks a lot, Brennan. First and foremost, after such a long day at the ballpark and a tough loss in Game 1, how important was it to leave tonight with a good feeling and a big win?
Very important. Red Sox are hot, obviously, and we wanted to come out and give a good effort after the first game, and we've been battling them tough, so it's nice to get a win tonight.
A career high 132 pitches for Justin Verlander tonight. He's your stopper. He certainly played that role tonight. What can you say about his gutsy performance?
He's our guy. You know, his last pitch was 100, so it just shows you what kind of ability he has, and stuff was working for him tonight, and we just wanted to come out and give a good effort on offense for him.
We saw your folks in the crowd tonight. How cool is it to perform in front of them?
Oh, it's great. You know, they came out from California. I love them very much, and it's always nice for them to come see me play here in Detroit.
As is often the case with a pitcher like Beckett, if you don't get to him early, you may not get to him at all. What was the key to getting to him a little bit early in this game tonight?
You know, just stringing some hits together. We had some opportunities the last time we faced him and didn't capitalize on them. So we wanted to come out and, like we said before, give a good effort for Ver, and we knew if we got a couple runs, he was going to come out and give us a performance, and he did that.
Well, you got another game in about 14 hours from now, so thanks a lot for the time, and congrats on the win.
Thank you.
All right, guys, there's Brennan Bosch. He helped the Tigers avoid the sweep and pick up a huge win against the Red Sox tonight. Send it back upstairs to you.
All right, Justin, thank you very much. 3-0 our final score in this one. The Tigers earned the split of this doubleheader. Back with more from Comerica Park.